necessary to protect and defend all our allies. And I welcome that allies are stepping up.
Russia now amassing tens of thousands of troops along its border with Ukraine. Some fear a Russian invasion could happen at any moment, something Russia denies. But the British government has accused the Kremlin of plotting to insert a pro-Russian politician as the leader of Ukraine. And now the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine is ordering staff's families to evacuate and authorizing non-emergency personnel to depart. And also today, ABC News obtaining this Department of Homeland Security bulletin sent to law enforcement agencies around the country. Warning, we assess that Russia would consider initiating a cyber attack against the homeland if it perceived a U.S. or NATO response to a possible Russian invasion of Ukraine. The U.S. has threatened that Russian aggression could lead to crippling economic sanctions and restricting Russian access to semiconductors that enable computer and smartphone technology. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
And local experts are giving us a better idea what this means for San Diego-based troops. ABC 10 News reporter Sofia Hernandez is live with how likely we are to see a military deployment from here, at least right now. Sofia.
Kimberly, he says it's about the bigger picture. He says that a decision could be made within the next 48 hours, which is why things he believes are moving very quickly. And a national security expert believes that everyone should be at the ready.
With discussions of potentially thousands of U.S. troops being deployed to Ukraine, national security expert Ron B. says the first step is utilizing forces already overseas.
There are 40,000 U.S. troops in Germany, which is the closest, but we only have a total of 70,000 troops in all of Europe. And so at a certain point, any more than that would have to come from other places and presumably the United States.
B says he believes the majority of U.S. troops would be deployed from the East Coast, not San Diego, but it does not mean we are not affected.
You have to look at this in a global perspective. China's looking at how we respond. And if we pull troops out of Asia, where a lot of San Diegan-based troops are, then that weakens the deterrence for them to invade Taiwan. And they're watching this very closely to see how much resolve we display to Putin. So it's all tied together.
While Vladimir Putin has asked for all foreign troops to flee, President Biden has asked all families of embassy personnel to leave Ukraine.
Well, certainly the families of those who serve in Ukraine should be worried first and foremost, because dependents are being asked to leave, but not only American, which to me is a indicator that they think violence is going to occur.
B says what's important now is acting quickly.
I know everybody that's in the military in this town, whether they be Marines, Navy, Air Force, or Army, should pay attention to this very closely because it's connected to what they do in other arenas.
B says he does not believe that any San Diego ships here will be deployed to Europe, but rather ships already overseas that are being used in other capacities will be repositioned to Ukraine. Reporting live, Sofia Hernandez, ABC 10 News.
Stocks recovered from big early losses today as investors jumped in before the closing bell. The major indexes fell over the possibility of conflict between Russia and Ukraine. At one point, the Dow was down more than 1,100 points, but it ended nearly 100 points higher. The Nasdaq also climbed 86 points. The S&P gained 12 points. In other news, a Navy fighter jet attempting to land on the San Diego-based aircraft carrier, the USS Carl Vinson, crashed into the sea today. This is the ship back in August as it prepared to leave San Diego for deployment. The Navy has told ABC 10 News that the pilot safely ejected from the aircraft in the South China Sea. The pilot was recovered with a helicopter and is in stable condition. 7 sailors were also injured, 3 of which were taken to a hospital in the Philippines. They are also in stable condition, and 4 other sailors were treated on board the ship and have since been released. The cause of the crash is under investigation.
Turning now to coronavirus, there is fresh hope that Omicron is starting to loosen its grip on some parts of the U.S., with new cases beginning to fall or plateau in more than 30 states.
Things are looking good. We don't want to get overconfident, but they all look like they're going in the right direction right now.
Here in San Diego County, we are starting to see somewhat of a drop. These are the latest numbers. The county reported just over 10,000 new cases on Friday, 7,000 on Saturday, 5,400 yesterday. There were also an additional 20 new deaths because of COVID. San Diego parents who don't want their children to get vaccinated against COVID-19 may have no other choice but to homeschool their kids. Today, a California lawmaker announced a bill that would require all students get the shot. Our ABC 10 News reporter Rachel Bianco joins us live where the bill only allows for a medical exemption. Rachel.
Hi, Steve. Some parents say this is a choice that should be left up to them, but school leaders who support this bill say it is the only way to keep the classrooms open and safe. Students in school in California are already required to get a long list of vaccinations. State Senator Richard Pan wants the COVID-19 vaccine added to that list.
Given the tragically high number of people, and those do include children and teens, who suffered from death and disability from COVID-19, we must make sure our students are vaccinated against COVID as well.
California's governor issued a mandate in October requiring all students get the vaccine, but it doesn't go into effect until after the FDA fully approves the shot for children 12 and up. Pan's bill would make the vaccine a requirement for all students in grades K through 12, even if the vaccine is still only approved through emergency use authorization for ages 5 to 15. The bill would also get rid of the personal belief exemption.
We're absolutely disappointed in this and vehemently opposed. This is not a bill that should be going through the legislation. Parents should have a choice over this very new vaccine.
Parent Sharon McEeman helped lead the group that sued to block San Diego Unified's vaccine mandate. A judge ruled school districts don't have the authority to add vaccines to the list without including a personal belief exemption. School board leaders joined Senator Pan in LA to applaud the bill.
It is unfathomable that when we have vaccines available that we know can protect our students, protect our educators, that we would simply look the other way for political reasons.
Assemblymember James Gallagher issued a statement against the bill. It says in part that anyone who tells you this requirement aligns with historical vaccine protocols is lying to you. The current required vaccinations have been in use with full FDA approval for decades. The COVID vaccine has not. If it passes, it would go into effect next January. Reporting live in Bay Park, Rachel Bianco, ABC 10 News.
Rachel, thank you.